Back with another episode of Pottawattamie County Roots presented by Hoy Keldowski Funeral Home. I am Todd Studer, back in the studio, special guest with props today. This is Cindy Schmader, the ServiceMaster Restore by Schmader. I don't know what this is, but it doesn't look good. What did you bring?
So this is a, I think it's a bread. You know what? I'm not much of a cook. I have to be honest. So I'm not really sure, but it's some kind of a pan that you would put things in to put in the oven to cook, but it has been in a fire.
Okay. It looks old.
So it is, yeah, I think it is old. But it has been, so I was getting ready for the show today and I thought, you know, we had so many people talking about fires and how things can't be saved and, you know, and I thought, you know what? I've got some old stuff. And this is literally from a fire from like 3 years ago. Wow. So I dug through this tote that we have and I found this on the bottom and I thought, I'm going to take this and let's see. So hopefully
here's the thing too, is that actually you can kind of see the pattern in the fire inside of it that where it's not, because I'm sure there was something in there.
Yeah.
There was something sitting here.
Yeah.
But other than that, you haven't touched this.
I have not touched this.
I'm going to cross my fingers that this works.
Other than pick it up and bring it. That's it. I know, right? That's what I said. I said, if it doesn't work,
well, we're gonna
figure it out.
We're gonna test this out here today. But as you said, a lot of people they just automatically assume that if they've had a fire and things like this are damaged, that's just done.
Yeah,
and you're not getting it back.
Yeah, and I think that is probably. That's pretty common. I mean, I get it. Like when people are, you know, when you're kind of stressed and you've just had a fire and your mind is everywhere. Your first, you know, I've lost everything. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I hear people say that all the time. We've lost everything. And so, you know, the first night we just kind of do our thing and let them talk, and I'll talk to them and say, well, let's come back in the morning and evaluate it. Let's come back tomorrow and give you 24 hours to think about it. And then once we go back, and then we can kind of look at it and see what we've got going on. I would say literally fires nowadays, and depending on the product, because things are changing, right? I would say probably 80% of the stuff in a home we can save. If it's plastic expands when it's hot, so it absorbs the heat. So plastic, depending on if it's a bad fire, if it's a really light fire, we could probably clean it and get it taken care of. But if it's a bad fire, if it's something like this that's going to make it this black, we just inventory it and off it goes.
Well, I have talking about heat. I've got somewhere in here. I've got an old radio from the '60s. This, you know, plastic case, and along the side of it looks like somebody with an old curling iron maybe leaned it up against it. There's no bringing it back. So it's off to the side. So it just works as decoration. Doesn't have any value anymore. Right. But still, heat will.
Heat does funny things.
But this particular item, what's it made out of here?
This is, I believe, ceramic. So I'm just going to flip this over. That's what I started to do. It doesn't say anything on the bottom. Okay. So I'm assuming it's older. Again, I don't know. But it's ceramic or some kind of not glass, but it's, you know, ceramic-ish. And this is the kind of stuff that people will say, you can't clean it. I can't clean it. This can't be cleaned. But this is the kind of stuff that most generally can be very easily cleaned. I'm going to put my gloves on here because I'm going to use
got to suit up, right?
I got to, I'm not going to completely suit up like I would if I was at a house, but I'm going to put some gloves on at least so that way then I don't get stuff on my hands. But so we have a product that we use that's proprietary to ServiceMaster. So we cannot sell it. We can only use it if you can only, ServiceMaster employees can only use it. So that is what I'm using today. So people will call and say, what are you using? Where do I buy that? Well, you don't. And then I had to put it in a bottle so that nobody could tell what it was. So
okay. All right.
But so typically what we do, normally what you would do, like if we were in our office, we have 3 sinks. So we'd have one sink that would be this chemical, and then we have another sink that is a rinse, and then we do like an acid rinse that we put in there, and it's real mild. So it's not anything that's going to burn you or anything. And then we have our third sink that's just water. So it's a wash, a rinse, and a rinse. And then you lay it out on the
rinse, is it something that you have to use to neutralize the cleaner?
Yes. So the acid rinse neutralizes the cleaner, and then your other water just takes whatever might be left off from it.
Just so you're aware, I'm kind of sitting here feeling like I'm sitting in for Bill Nye the Science Man.
I love it.
He's got a guest in doing something. That's kind of
That's awesome. I didn't even think about that. Oh, but so typically, if we were, I don't know if I should I do here.
You're good. We've got it.
Oh, we got okay.
On top of it.
So typically, what we would do is we would. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I might just. Typically, we would have it in a sink, so you would be washing it anyway. So we're just going to do this, and I hope it doesn't leak. It shouldn't.
Oh no, it doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look like it's going to. I'm going to make sure I don't get anything here, and then basically, look at that.
It's coming off.
Look at that chemical. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I love this. Is probably my favorite part of my job.
Well, sure. This is the type of thing that people make videos out of, that like these video shorts to say, look how much satisfaction you get out of watching this.
Right.
And that's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah. Look at that. I am actually all of that black. And now again, this has been sitting for 3 years. This was a fire 3 years ago that we had that basically what happened was it was renters and they didn't have enough renters insurance. So it was kind of one of those where, what do you want saved? Because you have a minimal amount of money. I think they only had like $10,000. So they didn't have a lot. So, and that's the other thing, like we don't want to use all their money because they needed to buy clothes. They needed to buy other things.
So they had to pick and choose then, and this was not on their list, and they didn't want it anymore.
Correct. Yep.
So that's how it ended up in your possession.
Yep, that's exactly right. And I also if I do anything like that, I will get a signed permission slip from them to take it and use it. So sometimes I use this in classes that I teach, so I can show people. I'll use it like this for demonstration. Right. I've used it in some of our CBBC groups that. To show what we can do, what we can't do. So it's just a little bit of scrubbing and a little bit of chemical. And look at that.
That's all coming off.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every bit of it. Well, and here's the thing, too, that I noticed is that when you first poured that in there, I didn't see it like instantly changing.
Right.
You had to actually apply a little bit of pressure. But when I say a little bit, you're not.
I'm not. No, I'm not at all. Not at all. And that's a lot of times you don't need to. I mean, there you go. Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Across rural Pottawattamie County, strong communities grow from strong local relationships. Avela Bank is here for the families, farms, and small businesses that keep Southwest Iowa moving. From personal and business banking to agricultural loans for land, equipment, livestock, and operating needs, Avela offers solutions backed by local service. Connect with the Avela Bank team in Council Bluffs or visit avela.bank. Avela Bank. Local people serving local needs. Member FDIC. Are you looking to grow your business or bring new jobs and investments to Southwest Iowa? Advance Southwest Iowa Corporation is the economic development organization for all of Pottawattamie County. Advance connects entrepreneurs, innovators, and established companies with resources, incentives, and strategic support to launch, expand, and thrive right here in our region. From site development to small business programs and community partnerships, Advance Southwest Iowa helps build a stronger local economy. Visit advancesouthwestiowa.com to learn more and get involved.
Actually, I'm going to change my my analogy from Bill Nye, and I'm going to move over to Ron Popeil.
I don't know who that is.
Ron Popeil was a pitch man, and you saw him on those 30-minute infomercials all the time.
Oh, yes.
There was the Popeil Pocket Fisherman, which was a fishing pole about this long.
Oh, my gosh.
You carry with you.
Yeah.
Or he had this rotisserie little oven thing, and he kept saying, set it and forget it. Kept saying that over and over. That's watching this work it's pretty cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Plus, I really like the dish.
I know, isn't that cool? I know, right? I'll clean it up, bring it back to you.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I take that home to Diane and said, all right, we've got to figure out what we're going to make in this thing. I'm really curious as to what this thing is.
Yeah.
Because the way that it flares out like that is...
a lot of the things that we've been doing lately, which I don't know. So if you get on Google, if you bring Google up, there's a camera. So you can hit the camera and you can stay back and you can take a picture of it. And it will surf the net and it will bring it. In fact, we could probably do that right now.
I wonder if it would work with the stuff in it. It might.
I don't know. It might.
Yeah, it might. Let's see.
I don't know.
I have my phone on me.
was going to say.
Yeah, okay. We'll do it. We'll do a Google search on this and see whether or not we can figure out what the heck this is. Yeah, we're full service here.
I know, right?
That we're doing.
I'm going to do that so you can get a little bit of the.
All right, so we'll take a picture and ask about this image.
Is it searching?
It says ask anything. All right. What is it? That's what I'm going to ask. What is it? All right. And okay. This item is the Pioneer Woman rectangular ruffle top ceramic bakeware.
Okay.
However, the dish pictured appears to have suffered severe cosmetic damage.
I love it. And that came out of Google.
Yeah,
oh, that's awesome.
That's it.
Awesome.
That came out of Google.
Yes, they are correct. It has. So
yeah, actually, I think.
Isn't that crazy?
Is this not it right here?
That is it.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
And somebody on eBay is selling this for $45. Now, whether or not they get it, I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But that's the one thing that, you can put any price you want to on eBay.
Oh, absolutely. For sure.
But let's
Isn't
see
that crazy? That is
for the description on this to see whether or not it says what it's used for more commonly. But it's not much of a description on this one for that, but it is bakeware.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's awesome. Well, and that's the other thing too we do. I mean, we don't things like this, and honestly, I kind of forgot about this until today when I was like, I want to do something different today. We usually just sit and talk.
I'm glad you did.
But we do get some stuff in from fires that people just say, you know what, I just don't want this back. And so what we'll do is we'll bring it in our shop and we ask, and they allow us to. We will, when we're slow, that's what the guys will work on. They'll work on cleaning that stuff up and we'll ozone it just like we would a regular fire.
Right.
And then we've got a section of our warehouse we just set it in. And so if somebody has a fire or a loss or, like the other day on, I think it was Constable's Gripes and Grumbles or whatever it was, somebody was looking for a bed. Okay. Well, we have a bed. I didn't know what size they needed, so I private messaged them and said, we have a queen size bed. If you would like it, it's yours. You have to haul it. Mm-hmm. So that's our only restriction. You can have whatever we have. It's been donated to us. We clean it. We donate our time to give it to whoever. She said, I don't have a way to get it. Can you bring it to me? And I was like, man, I'd really like this out of my warehouse.
Well, yeah, queen size bed.
So that the guys I might have them go deliver it tomorrow, which I normally don't do, but she doesn't have a car and she needs a bed. And I'm like, you know what? It's been in our warehouse for a while, so we might just deliver it and be nice people and get rid of it.
I think the moral to the story here is ask a professional and just find out.
Absolutely. And we actually in CBBC this morning, we were talking about how people will get on, Dave brought up, somebody sent him a picture of video of Warren Buffett. And he researched it and guess he copied and pasted it and put it into ChatGPT or something, and it came back and it ended up not being real. It was fake, and it could tell that it was fake.
Right.
So, but it was one of the things, and then we started talking about, like, a lot of us have that same thing in our industry where people will Google or you'll go ask a friend, and we used to call it BFF, bar, friend, family. So you go to the bar after you have an incident like this and you talk to people, you get their advice, you hear their opinions, and you go talk to your friends or you talk to your family. And all of that is great. You do get good information, but you need to talk to the people that actually do the work, because we know what to use, we know when to use it, we know how to use it, if we should use it or not. And there are some things that you can't use on different products. And most of that is like wood products, like stuff like this,
Right.
Like this chemical can be used on wood. You would never use it like on leather or suede or, carpets or things like that. That would be a different chemical that we'd use. So I always tell people, just listen to professionals and just call somebody that's certified and knows what they're doing. And
on Pottawattamie County Roots, we explore the places that make our region home and the people who keep them connected. That is why we are proud to feature Marnie Elkhorn Communications, your local communications provider serving Marnie, Elkhorn, Walnut, Avoca, and other Southwest Iowa towns with high-speed fiber internet, reliable phone service, and TV options built for rural living. With real local support and unlimited data plans, you get speeds up to 1 gig to work, stream, and stay in touch with family and neighbors. Visit metc.net to learn more and get connected today. If you have a leak, a clogged drain, or even if you're planning a big remodel, Waldstein Plumbing in Council Bluffs has you covered. With fast, reliable service and expert craftsmanship, handling everything from small repairs to major installations. They're locally owned and trusted and take pride in doing the job right the first time. Residential or commercial, big or small, when plumbing problems strike, they're the ones to call. Visit waldsteinplumbing.com.
Well, as an example, I mean, you saw this and you said, yeah, that'll clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, with just looking at it.
Yeah.
And this would have been something that, as you said, that somebody else thought it was past
Right.
what was possible.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I think anybody that would have saw that on there and said, oh, it's been like that for 3 years would have said, we're just going to throw it away.
well, the way that it's looking, it probably has taken some stuff off that was on there before the fire.
It might be.
Because when you look at everything that's up here, I mean, you can tell it's drying a little bit, so it's a little bit of powder, but it's just all coming right off.
See, and that powder is what the acid rinse takes off. So the acid rinse will take that off, and then you just use the regular water to get any of the acid or anything. And there's been times where I'll come back, and honestly, you can feel it. So if this has been sitting and it dries, and you can kind of feel it if you do that. But you could run your hand across it. It feels kind of gritty and kind of sticks. You just go rinse it again, or maybe you just wash it in Dawn. And sometimes some of these items have to be washed a second time just to get all that stuff off from them, but not very often.
Well, the other thing that I'm noticing about this stuff right now, and again, we don't have, what was it that Emeril Lagasse used to say that he wanted smell-o-vision?
Oh.
But
does it smell
this
good?
is not strong.
No.
It is not a strong smell. And there's a little bit of a cleaner smell to it.
Yeah.
It's not bleach, it's not ammonia. It's something else.
Yeah.
But no, it's not overpowering.
Right.
You know, you're not gonna leave here and I'm gonna spend 3 days in my studio with some kind of powerful
right.
smell.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, and this chemical can actually be diluted differently. So it's you dilute it stronger or lighter depending on the fire. And so this also we use on walls, like when we go to people's houses, we use it to clean walls. And so if it's a heavy fire, you mix it a little bit stronger, which you do smell it for 2 or 3 days. I mean, you can smell it, but to get the soot off the walls appropriately, like it's supposed to be, you do have to mix it a little bit stronger. So it just depends on the fire. And again, you just got to know what you're doing. So
my experience with getting stuff off walls has to do with stripping wallpaper.
There you go.
and you can get the wallpaper off, and you can get to what it looks like the glue's off. And I've told people many times, spray it down with some water and rub your hand on it. Is it slimy? You don't have the glue.
You don't have the glue off. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. But
this is really cool, Cindy. Thank you so much for this.
It's something different. Yeah. And I thought, you know what? We usually just sit here and talk, and I would love to bring some mold and show you how to do that, but that's probably not a good idea.
I have seen your mold samples.
You have. You have, yes.
And they were all inside of sealed Petri dishes.
Yes, yeah.
So no one is going to get sick from it.
Right.
But that's the type of thing that, again, you need a professional to look at to find out, is this something that's bad or not? Right. Because there's been times that I thought something was bad and said, no, that's really nothing.
Yeah.
Where other times, it's, you're not doing anything with this. You got to get the professional.
And I just think it depends on the person too, because like we will have, and we've had this happen, we'll have people that say, they'll call about a water loss, right? And say, well, how would you rate it? Well, I don't really, it's not bad. And you go there and there's like 12 inches of water and it's bad. And then you'll have other times where people go, oh my God, it's terrible. And you'll have a little corner with maybe half an inch of water. So it just depends on the person and your perspective, I think, of what does that word mean? Like the meaning of the word bad or, damage or whatever the word is you want to use. So,
well, get Cindy's information in your phone and hope that you never need it.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I mean, you're very good about that. Yeah. You always say that, I hope you never do call me. Yeah. Because that means your life's going pretty well.
Right. But,
But, bad things happen.
They do.
And it's good to know that there's people like you out there in the corners to be able to help people. And thanks for this. I appreciate you bringing this.
Yeah.
I feel smarter now.
Nice.
And, yeah, if you're looking for a place to get rid of that, I think I have a wife that'll be upset with me for bringing something else into the house. But
you never know. You never know. You never know.
It's cool. All right.
That's awesome.
Cindy Schmader, ServiceMaster Restore by Schmader, and we want to encourage you, by the way, to click like, share, follow, even subscribe. Other people could see this really cool display that we just did here today because you helped with the algorithm and let folks know that something interesting is out there. And that's a free thing that you can do to help spread the word about everything that's going on here on the program. Pottawattamie County Roots presented by Hoy Kalnuski Funeral Home. I am Todd Studer. We'll see you next time.